Hi there, Courtney Murphy here to give you your December 2024 Denver real estate market update. I do want to remind you, as always, that I will be looking at November numbers since I won't have December numbers until January. But with that, let's go ahead and jump in. So, price reductions, that's the story that I have this month. So in November, about 50% of all the homes that sold had at least one price reduction before going under contract. If you watched my video a few months ago called Sellers Are Delusional, talking about how sellers tend to be pricing their homes just way too high. We're not at the top of the market anymore. Yes, prices have stayed relatively high, but we're not at the top of the market anymore. And I have seen so many home sellers pricing their homes even significantly higher than when we were at the top of the market. And sometimes I understand the desperation, especially if you bought during that time. But I've just seen a flood of overpriced homes on the market. And so what we're seeing now are sellers realizing where they're at, dropping the price before they're able to sell their homes. And about 60% of the sellers of the homes that sold in the month of November offered some sort of concessions to the buyer, whether that be for an interest rate buy down or in lieu of repairs to the home. Either way, buyers having a little bit more leverage than we've seen in the recent past. So great news for buyers. Keep your eye on that. With that, let's go ahead and jump into the numbers. So the median sales price in the month of November came in at $585,000. This was down 1.68% from November, which is fairly normal to see this time of year. In fact, more normal than not to see a drop in price during this time of year, just those seasonal drops. It was up 3.05% from November of 2023. That number I gave you, the 585, that includes all homes detached or attached. So I'm just going to break that down for you so you can look at it more specifically for what you're selling or buying. So the median price for a detached home in the month of November came in at $639,000, and the median price for an attached home, like in a condo or a townhome, came in at $410,000. In the month of November, 3,022 homes were sold in the Denver area. This was down 16.54% from the prior month. Again, that makes sense. Moving into the end of the year, just the number of homes, there's not as many people buying, not as many people selling, so that's not unusual. It is up 6.04% from November of 2023. Also, under contract homes. So that was sold homes. That's usually homes that, probably went under contract in October, closed in November. But the number of homes that went under contract in November was 3,039 homes. This was down 10.54% from October and up 21.95% from November of 2023. So I don't know, that was a little bit surprising to me. That's quite a bit more homes going under contract than the prior year, which shows that our market is moving a little bit more than November of last year. So that's great. Inventory. So this is the number of homes that are on the market in Denver. There were 9,310 homes on the market in the Denver area in the month of November. This was down 14.9% from the prior month, up 39.29% from November of 2023. So I'm seeing a little bit of a pickup in the market, and that's not surprising at all. We have had the higher interest rates with the high home prices. So, a lot of buyers have been kind of sitting on the sidelines. We had the election. The election's now over. I think a lot of people were kind of waiting there to see what happens, and just typically before an election, people hold off on making big financial purchases. And but I feel a pickup coming on. Buyers, I want to give some advice if you're buying a home in the Denver area, and advice to the sellers out there. Let's hit buyers first. So if you are going to start home shopping anytime here soon, or you are right now, one piece of advice I want to give you is that look at when a home is listed, and you probably do anyway, but homes that are listed during the holidays from, between like Thanksgiving and New Year's Day, these are typically sellers that need to sell their home. Every once in a while, you have sellers who, especially during the spring season, may not be so desperate to sell their home. If they sell it for the price they want, that's great. If they don't, they may just stay in their home or decide to rent. But most people don't voluntarily decide that they want to sell their home during the holidays. I mean, right? That you got the hustle and bustle of the holidays. People know that it's not the ideal time to buy or sell a home. So why are you going to list your home in December? The reason you're going to list your home in December is because you got to get it sold for whatever reason that may be, whether it's a job transfer, um, financial issues, a divorce, something like that. Usually it's not. If you don't want to wait till spring to list your house, there's a reason and you need to get your house sold. So wait, if you're a buyer and you're out there looking at homes, pay attention to when the house was listed, because just knowing the situation that a buyer and a seller needs to get a house sold, it can play in your favor a little bit. Also, and I say this every single month, I feel like I do, I probably do. A good place to look for homes is in the new built home market. New built homes, interest rates are high, they're still up there. So there's a lot of homes available with builders right now, and most builders, in fact, I don't think I have seen any that aren't doing this, are giving you ways to get lower interest rates. So you can keep that a lower monthly payment than likely with a resale home. It's a good place to look to save a little bit of money on your monthly payment. Sellers, my advice to you, it is, as always, the most important thing that you can do is to price your home correctly. So really put some time into looking at what homes in your area have sold for and try and find that sweet spot. Listing your home too high right out of the gate can bite you in the butt, and you can actually get less in the long run if you just price it right from the start. Also, like I said, I see probably a good spring selling season coming our way. And, you know, 2024 has been a slow real estate market compared to recent years past. I know a lot of realtors have dropped out of the business just because there's not enough activity going on, or some realtors looking for extra side business or side gigs to make money. And personally, oh, I've had a slower year than I have since about 2018. And I wasn't getting a lot of calls for business during 2024. Well, guess what? Since November, I have gotten 6 calls, which is a big upswing from what I've seen in the recent past. And so that tells me right there that people are coming off the sidelines. I think I haven't had a lot of people who had planned to buy or sell in 2024 who backed off. I think people who have been maybe waiting to see what the market is going to do, they're going to be jumping back in and saying, hey, time to buy a house, or we waited through 2023 and 2024, let's get moving. That's the feeling that I'm getting and what I'm seeing. So I think we're going to have a good spring selling season. So if you've been sitting on the sidelines waiting to sell, I think you may have some more buyers out there ready to come in and buy the house. But we're going to have to wait and see. And if you want to follow along and see what happens there, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss out on any of my monthly updates, and of course, home tours around the Denver area. And I'm going to be doing lots more. So Be sure to subscribe and so you don't miss out on those home tours. All right. Thanks for joining me today. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And we'll see you with your next update next year.